So we have this bread flowing around on the screen because apparently, guys, I'm a BreadTuber. Like, some people have been calling me a BreadTuber for the past couple days on my YouTube channel, and I find it so funny. It is so hilarious. Like, see, these are the kinds of insults or criticism that I can take because they're funny. The problem is when people get personal and go after parents, right? And I wanted to have like a real bread from a BreadTuber segment, but there was no bread in my kitchen fridge, and lazy. Anyways, the topic today is trans people. Wow, after accusing the right wing in the last video of constantly talking about trans people to make money, I'm here doing the same thing. Hypocrite. But guys, I have a reason and a context. So India, my country, recently released the Transgender Amendment Bill 2026 that narrows down people who can identify as trans. And when you really look at the bill, its stipulations, the process you have to go through to be recognized as a trans in this country, you realize that, it's the same issue again. Lawmakers who don't understand the difference between gender and sex are here making laws. I'll also be talking about trans people can get periods rhetoric that I've seen flowing around on Western social media, and the trap that the right wing sets for us both in the US and India when they focus so much on biology when talking about this topic. Lots to unpack. Let's go. Okay, so if you look at the screenshot of the amendment bill, it says that transgender are people whose gender identity doesn't align with their gender assigned at birth. This one sentence was enough to tell me that, we are dealing with gender is the same as sex issue again. The new amendment says that people who self-identify as trans will not be considered by the state. In fact, the definition was never meant to consider trans men, trans women, or genderqueer. It was only meant for people who are intersex or socio-cultural communities like the Hijras and the kinders, which I'll get to in a moment. And the bill also says that it doesn't matter if you've gone through sex reassignment surgery, you will not be considered a trans person in this country. It also talks about the people who want to be certified as trans. They need to plead their case to a district magistrate who give their verdict based upon the recommendation of some chief medical officer. And this is the trap I was talking about that the right wing sets for us when they focus so much on biology, so much on your chromosomes, your genitalia, the doctor's recommendation. It's a trap because being trans is not about sex. Okay, I'm going to list out very simply. Sex is your chromosome, your genitalia. So if you're a baby who's born with a penis, you are a male. That is your sex, not gender assigned at birth. Similarly, if you're a baby who's born with a vagina, you are a female. We use the words male and female to talk about sex. This is biological. Then comes social experience. So if you're born with a penis, you are raised as a boy. Boys and girls are raised differently. If you're raised as a boy, you are encouraged to like stuff like superheroes or sports, cricket, adrenaline rush activities. On the contrary, if you're born with a vagina, you are raised as a girl. Here you're encouraged to like stuff like Barbie dolls, fairy tales as opposed to superheroes, and less adrenaline rush activities like cooking, cleaning, baking, reading. Then, as you grow up, these social experiences put different societal expectations on you. If you are raised as a man, you are expected to be emotionally stoic, bulky, the one who provides, the one who takes charge, the one who acts masculine. If you're raised as a woman, you are expected to be the nurturer, the one who sacrifices for others, the one who's always emotionally available, who's soft, and the one who acts feminine, the one who keeps the house together. This is social experience, and this is gender. You're not stoic, aggressive, macho, masculine man because you've got a penis. You are one because you're raised that way, because you're expected to be that way. Similarly, you're not this feminine, graceful nurturer just because you've got a vagina. You are one because you're raised that way, because that's what you're expected to be. This is not biology. Biology is male and female. Sex is male and female. Social experience is masculine and feminine. Gender is masculine and feminine. Now, of course, all these societal rules are rusty, outdated, and to be honest, very limiting. Like, guys, there's 8 billion of us. There's no way these rules could be applied to all of us. So then naturally, we have some people who are born with a penis, who according to this logic should be men, but they like to put on dresses, they like to put on makeup, and they do not want to be this alpha male who takes charge because it's being a nurturer that comes more naturally to them. Similarly, we also have people who are born with a vagina, who according to this logic should be women, but they want to be the provider of the house. They want to be the one who takes charge, the one who wears the pants around the house, the one who's all bugged up, muscled up, tatted up, the one who's the car mechanic. This is the case when your gender doesn't align with your sex that was assigned to you at birth. And because these people don't fit into this social experience, these gender norms that we have set, they are shunned. All the men who are interested in traditionally feminine hobbies are insultingly called a girl, a weak man, and they're shunned for their strange interests. Similarly, all the women who are into traditionally masculine hobbies are insultingly called manly. They're told that if you become too independent, you'll never find a husband, and they're again shunned for their strange interests. And then these people are like, hey, I guess they're right. I'm supposed to be a man, but I do identify more with the social experience of being a woman. And this is the emergence of trans people. Trans means to go to the other side of, to change. Whenever somebody says they are a trans woman, they are not saying they've got the XX chromosome. And I'm excluding hormonal therapy out of this conversation for now because it's not accessible to all trans people out there. They're not saying they've got the XX chromosome. They're saying that, yes, I've got a penis, but I like to put on dresses. I like to put on makeup. And I like to paint my nails. And I don't like to be this alpha aggressive provider. I love to watch chick flicks and romance movies. This is what they mean. They're talking about the social experience, and the trap that the right sets for us all the time is to constantly reduce this conversation to biology. They ask the question, what is a woman? An adult female human, which means having a vagina, yada yada, which you don't have. They pose questions like, oh, can you give birth? Or do you get periods? No, then you're not a woman. They constantly pit trans women against cis women, where they now have to compete against us biologically, and then they corner them by asking them these biological experience questions. And then trans women say stuff like, yeah, we also get periods. And then the right wing rides on this wave of like, haha, they're so delulu, they think they can get periods even though they don't have uterus. But the point is, that shouldn't be our focus. Because being trans isn't about the biological experience, it's about the social experience, which is why I'm calling this a trap, because the right wing constantly deflects from the social experience issue and keeps talking about biology. They keep bringing up the bathroom question, which I'll talk probably some other day because otherwise this video is going to be very long. Then we also have intersex people. So intersex people are people whose chromosomes are like a mix of male and female. Like their genetic makeup could be XXY, or their some cells could be XS, others XY. And sometimes it's apparent when a child is born if they're intersex because their genitalia doesn't exactly resemble a penis or a vagina. Other times people get to know about it years later. During puberty, for example, let's say a female who gets abnormal production of body hair. Sometimes they could have the outer genitalia be like a penis, but internally they may have ovarian tissues. And this is not nature's glitch or error. These are naturally occurring people. And honestly, the existence of intersex people already throws this wrench in this conservative ideology of having a binary male and female. So this amendment bill that I was talking about, it includes these people, which I'm all up for. I love that. But it hammers down my point about being so biologically focused when talking about this topic. Then other communities that this bill includes are like socio-cultural identities, like the Hijras, the Kinders, and others. Personally, I only know about the Hijras, and even then I've seen like people on the internet saying, different stuff about them. But here's my understanding of the term. Like, I'm so sorry if I say something wrong. So Hijras are people, like it's an umbrella term for people who are trans, who are intersex, and who are eunuchs. But just because you are one, let's say you are somebody, you are a trans woman, you would not be a part of this community, because this community is also socio-cultural identity where they all live together. And in South Asia, they're associated with this mysticism. So like it's believed that if they bless you, you are going to attain a lot of success. But if you anger them, they can also curse you, ensuring your downfall. And these communities conduct these rituals where they sing and dance. For example, when blessing a newborn, but they're also frowned upon and they suffer political and economic marginalization. And this bill includes them, which again, I'm up for. But this bill has excluded all the people who are not a biological minority, like intersex or eunuchs. Like, it has deleted the social experience part of this discussion, which is the most important, which is why I believe that the lawmakers who have proposed this bill have no understanding of the difference between gender and sex. And the funny thing, arguably the funniest thing, is that all these people who have this problem with the emergence of trans people are the same people who like staunchly hold on to these societal norms, who are strongly like, oh, you have got a penis, you must like superheroes. If you like Barbies, that's the end of the world. Like, if being a man was strictly about biology and having the XY chromosome, as the right likes to emphasize so much, and being a true man didn't require for you to never cry, to never show emotions, never be emotionally vulnerable, to always be this provider, being this alpha macho, there would be no need for trans people. Because people could just be any way they want, as the labels man and woman only refer to biology and not a social experience. You could still be a man if you watch like chick flicks, romance movies, and they put on dress like boy bands. And you could still be a woman if you were into traditionally masculine hobbies, if you like balled up, got all these tattoos, became a car mechanic, became a plumber. And I'm not saying that women, like cis women, cannot be a car mechanic or like plumber. Like, I'm talking about these activities in the sense that they're traditionally feminine or masculine. So like, if we didn't have these norms, people could be whatever they wanted to be. The only reason we even have trans people in the first place is because you guys refuse to let go of these outdated norms. And guys, since I'm a RedTuber, this is going to be my new outro from now on.